Joey Hart, a tall, lanky, professional MMA fighter with a record of 4-1. An absolute dog inside the cage. And a pretty good entertainer as well. He has 4 knockout/TKOs and 1 loss. Might I add, that 1 loss was to a Sambo world champion. Yikes. But can he grapple? Let's find out. I start with a failed Uchimata. Joey hangs on to an underhook, and I shoot down looking for a duck. He maintains his composure and snaps me down into the front head. This is where I start to feel Joey's length comes into play. He locks up an anaconda, and I'd be lying if I said I wasn't feeling it already. Keeping calm, I look to fight hands. I break free. He circles to the back. I try rolling through for the knee bar.
Stop it. Get some help.
Moving back to Turtle, he looks for a different direction, the darce. But as long as I have control over the leveraging hand, I can break free from the choke. I work back to standing, keeping an underhook. I circle to the hip and hit an outside trip. Fighting to maintain top position, I'm able to keep my hips higher and work my whizzer to the front head. From here, I start to circle inward until I can start to feel some sort of resistance. Once I find a resistance, I can initiate a gator roll. He continues the roll back into Turtle. Joey must have watched my most recent video because he wasn't having the necktie.
Nope.
I decide to spare Joey's life and reset in the middle. No, I just didn't really want a concussion from this mat falling on my head. Working a shoulder clamp from Butterfly, I'm able to throw up a triangle while he fights the clamp. He does a very typical defense by shoving his arm down by his thigh so he can pull his shoulder away from his neck, giving him room to breathe. I use this opportunity to make a lot of micro adjustments and switch to a reverse triangle. I can tell it's tight because I can hear his breathing start to slow. But if I want to finish this choke, I have to either switch to a back triangle or sink lower so that my quad can touch his carotid artery. Because currently, as you can see, there's nothing touching his neck on the opposite side. I decide to try and switch for the back triangle, hoping to maintain a good position if I lose the position. But as I spin, the lock starts to loosen, and he breaks free. We spin back to guard, and Joey, having sat between my legs for a little bit too long,
Daddy, chill,
is quick for vengeance. He looks for some pressure passing, but it seems like he's sick of playing guard, and we work to standing. Joey, being the absolute tree he is, obviously looks for the snap. I latch on a Russian tie, he resists. He snaps again, except this time I look for a duck. Simultaneously, he spins with me, holding on to the guillotine grip and reverses me to half guard. I dig my butterfly hooks back in and work to double unders. Being careful to find my entry to the back, I shrug my shoulders and sit down closer to his hips. Joey, thankful for his 8-foot wingspan, latches on a whizzer. Joey pushes my head down to the mat and we return back to half guard. And I start playing a little bit of deep half. From here, I like to look for an entry into X guard, but Joey is heavy on his hips, making it hard to get mine underneath his. He breaks my half guard and circles to the front head. I try a quick peek. I don't think Joey was having that one. So he locks up a darce and it's tight. And when I mean tight, I mean tight.
Daddy, chill.
Joey secures the first tap of the round, and now I gotta get mine back. I shoot a single right off the bat. Joey, feeling hot off of his last sub, decides he wants to showboat a little bit. I take this chance to do something a bit unorthodox. From the single, I set to single leg X. Joey spins right away, and I grab his hip and follow to his back. Joey rolls through, and so do I. I make a mistake in not keeping his foot elevated, and he uses this to keep my hips pinned, and he freely jumps up to my back. I quickly turn my back to the mat and settle for half guard. I try for a quick escape by bringing my bottom leg out, but he latches onto my hips. We reset in the light so y'all can get a better show. I use this advantage to pull an arm drag, but it fails. Joey, seeing me fail this move twice now, decides to show me how it's done.
Oh!
And he decides to take my arm with him. Having short time, I launch Joey to the moon.
Yeah, baby! Woo!
I shoot up a desperate Peruvian necktie. I missed the Peruvian, but I land in a perfect spot to finish an anaconda. I decided to spare his life, because Joey's training for an up-and-coming fight in February. Show some love, sauce him a follow, and thanks for watching, guys.
Nice job, boys.